Hello there, everyone, and welcome to Oversoul Roasts His Friends. Now, as it said in the disclaimer at the beginning, this is a roast, which means that I'm going to be making fun of people, okay? But it is all comedy, it's just for fun, okay? So don't take it personal, alright? It's, because if you've ever laughed at any comedian ever in the history of forever, then you have no room to get mad about this, because any comedian's job is to make fun of other people. And while I'm not actually a comedian per se, when you're a Let's Player, there has to be a bit of comedy involved because you have to do a little bit of improv, and improv is a form of comedy, in a sense. So, it's all about that quick wit. So, without further ado, I'm going to give you Oversoul's roast of his friends. Please enjoy. I'm gonna start with Funky Hurdles. My man's Dylan. It's funny, when he was younger, or when we were younger, I think he had shorter hair, and from what I remember from our Skype conversations and stuff, we did video, he used to look like the kid from The Maze Runner, and now he just looks like Skrillex with a potato for a face. He, like me, is like socially forward thinking, and a bit of an activist, but then at the same time, like a huge pessimist. Like, it's one of those people who's like, yeah, people should have equal rights, but at the same time, I hate everybody. Like, what the fuck? He only goes to work for 2 days out of the week, because that's all the more that they need him for, where he works at this factory, so he's just a part-time worker, and he still can't handle it. It's like, come on, man, like, I know you work with a bunch of backwards thinking inbreds, but please, you only work there 2 days of the week. You got Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to not have to deal with them fuckers. I would probably bitch too if I worked there. Factory work is boring. 90% of the trailers for games or movies I show him, he'll be like, meh, meh, meh. It looks alright. Like, come on, man, I know you work out, but you can at least put some effort towards enthusiasm. You can't be that goddamn tired. Granted, he's been right sometimes. He said that No Man's Sky was gonna suck, and it did. He has an Xbox One and whatnot. But now that he has a good gaming PC, he won't even use it anymore, and I'm just like, sell the fucker to me, and he's like, nah, I still want it, though. Like, what the fuck for? You're not gonna use it anymore. If a game doesn't work right on the PC, he'll bitch about it, but then he'll refuse to play the Xbox One version because graphics and frame rate. Like, come on, man, at least you can still fucking play it. Like, just take what you can get. They have options for a reason. No need to bitch about it when there's an alternative. You could stand using come on, who wants to play Batman with a mouse and keyboard anyways? Get real. Now I'm gonna rip into my brother a little bit, and I love my brother. Here is somebody who can't seem to make up their mind. Like, when he was younger, he was a lot more conservative, and now he's a lot more like, everybody happy, I just want everyone to be happy, and everyone to leave each other alone, and now here's my impression of a black woman. The flip-floppiness has been a consistent thing throughout our entire childhood. Like, he used to be obsessed, and I mean obsessed, with Xbox. It used to be all about the Xbox. And he used to make fun of me for being a PlayStation guy. But then he came over to my place one day and played Uncharted, and he changed his mind just like that. It was just like that. It was just Uncharted. Here's somebody who used to push fucking health food on me and shit, and he was like, bro, you're getting fat, man. You should stop drinking pop so much, and you should stop eating this and stop eating that, and blurbity blurp blurp blur. And he used to be able to, health bars and 0-calorie water and shit, but then he like 0-calorie water. Anyways, but now he's all like, who wants to go to Taco Bell? And I don't really have any material on his girlfriend, but I will say this. They are a carbon copy of each other for the most part. Like, when they start doing their goofy voices, if I'm not looking at them, I can't tell who the fuck is who, honestly. Like sometimes I'll be in a different room, and then she'll start saying some shit in a squeaky voice, and then I'll be like, that's a good one, Dalton. He'll be like, that wasn't me. So, oh. Now, Deacon, you should have known I wasn't going to do this without making fun of you, too. Now, Deacon, Steph's nephew, but I'm still going to make fun of him because we cool now, Like, to me, he's like He's like less of a nephew and more like a little brother at times. You know, he's fun to kick it with and hang out, and he's cool dude. But anyways, he's also a little bitch. No, I'm just fucking with him. No, but he, you know, like this is okay. So you get him to play a horror game, especially a VR game. Here is here's Deacon playing a VR horror game. Okay. Who was that? Let me talk about Ryan for a minute. Carissa's Ryan. Ryan Bo Dash. Here's somebody who looks like they were picked right out of a fucking cartoon from the 90s. Ryan looks like if somebody spilled makeup all over Green Day. His Facebook profile picture looks like a fucking stock photo from a Rolling Stones magazine. But I just think it's funny because his looks actually perfectly match the kind of music that he does, which can basically be summed up as feelings, emotions, fuck the government. Ryan is somebody who embraces all of the different stereotypes of white people and just puts them into one big group. Like, he's like if you took every high school clique made up of white kids and put them all together. You know, like he's definitely got like the punk rock, like metal thing going on from an appearance and musical style, but then he's got like the fucking anime tastes of a weeaboo mixed with the gaming habits of a hardcore nerd. And on top of it, he's in Wisconsin, which is like one of the whitest states in the northern hemisphere. How does it feel being Illinois' hat? I actually don't have a lot of material on my sister, Carissa, except for the fact that she used to be more like your stereotypical like pumpkin spice white girl, and now she's more of your like eyeshadow and goth rock white girl. Just kind of transitioned a little bit over there, you know. It's a little bit of this, and now it's a little more of that. Still some of this though. Now let's talk about Kyle for a minute. Here's a man with the undeserved arrogance of Miley Cyrus and the superiority complex of Donald Trump. If all of us were outside and we were all staring up at the sky and we're like, wow, that's a really beautiful blue sky, and he'd be here like, I don't know what the fuck y'all are talking about. That sky is clearly black. Kyle, your eyes are closed. My eyes aren't closed. That sky's black. Y'all are just blind. He used to spend a lot of money, and now he's trying to be cheap, but he's in the process of being cheap. He actually wastes money because like we'll go to the movie theaters and he'll spend like $10-15 on a ticket and then like $20 on food and then spend half the movie in his phone. This is the biggest drinker I know. Like Dylan, he drinks, you know, a bit, and he tells me about every time he does, and he usually gets pretty drunk when he goes, but this dude never gotten alcohol poisoning or anything, and I'm convinced that he's drank so much alcohol in his time that he's actually immune to alcohol poisoning. Like, I'm convinced that he's drank so much that his blood has actually been replaced by alcohol, and now he's like Jason Statham in that movie Crank, but instead of electricity, it's alcohol. He has to keep drinking to stay alive. Like, if he ever stops drinking, he'll die. Let's talk about PJ for a minute. Now, here's a man that I've known for years and years and years and years. Now, here's a guy who changes weight more than Jonah Hill. Okay? Like, when we were young, like, when we were a lot younger, like 17 or so, he used to be, like, big. He was a big motherfucker. And then he like lost some weight and he got all muscular like a Black Paul Bunyan for football, and then he got fat again, then he lost weight again, and now I don't know what the fuck he is now. I remember a time when we were actually at his mom's house at the time, and I went over there and we were hanging out listening to music, and we had the most stereotypical black people fucking snacks that they could find in some ways. It was Oreos and lunch-size bottles of Kool-Aid. The only way that it could have been more black was if the Kool-Aid was homemade with way too much sugar, and if the Oreos were all chocolate. At that time, he was just so fat and lazy that he couldn't even be fucked get out of bed to grab some goddamn cookies. Like, he was laying in his bed, I was sitting on the floor, I was just munching away at the bitches. He didn't realize I pulled the cookies closer to me, and he went to go reach for them. Bro, did you move the cookies? Man. He couldn't fucking reach him. He just couldn't put forth the effort to get off the bed to actually get him. He just, It was like at the beginning of Shrek 3rd when the frog is dying and he's like, I'm dying. It's just, oh, that's actually an old joke between me and him, but I thought you guys find it funny. And now here's somebody who, like, I love him, I really do, but he transitions from being stereotypically black to, like, stereotypically Southern out of nowhere. Like, one minute he'll be like, man, I love you guys. You're my homies, you're my bros. I'd take a bullet for you. Let any motherfucker ever fuck with you, man. You come to me. I'll take care of it for you, know what I'm saying? And he's like that one minute, the next minute he'll be like, these fucking transvestites trying to steal my bathrooms, why, Jesus told me that that's wrong. Sometimes I'm like, bro, you sure you're not an old white guy inside a young black person's body? You just want to make sure, you know? You know, because you might be a transvestite yourself, but in a different way, you know, not male to female, you just might be the wrong skin color. You might want to get a pigment change or something, match your views a little bit better. This guy has a real big problem with time management. Like anytime he texts me and he's like, bro, I'll be there in 5 minutes, I'm like, well, I got a half hour, better go get some recording done. Like, if you tell him, like, if you have an event and you tell him to be there, you better tell him to show up earlier than he's supposed to, so that way he'll actually show up on time. Seriously, though, it's kind of funny. As tough as he is and set in his ways, and he's a big, tough dude, but as soon as you put a horror movie in front of him, he turns into a little bitch. Kenny. You know I couldn't do a roast without getting on your ass, my man. Kenny is one of my favorite people, but he's one lethargic ass motherfucker, or at least he used to be. Like, anytime we would hang out, we would always come up with these plans, like, bro, we should watch this and we should watch that, and he'd be like, yeah, man, I'm down for that, you know, we'll stay up late, we'll stay up all night, we'll do this and that. Fucking 10:30 at night, we're sitting down watching Family Guy or something, and this is him. And don't even get me started on the amount of drunkenness that he's got. So I got a funny story for you. My friend Kenny here, one time at a party we were at, he got so drunk, and I'm talking, he mixed like 5 different hard liquors together with no mixer, nothing. And I'm talking like shit like Jack Daniels and Captain Morgan, and that was just 2 of the things in there. And those 2 alone are pretty bad, but. So he mixed those together, all that shit together, and he just went, like, it got so bad we had to send him to the hospital, and we can laugh at it now, but he was so drunk and so fucked up, they had to, like, stick the fucking catheter in his dick and shit, and, like, just to get the urine out, and it was crazy, but he was so fucked up, he had to use the bathroom. He got up in the middle of the hospital. He yanked the fucking pipe out of his dick hole, and then he walked down the hospital alley in his underwear looking for the bathroom, down the hospital hallways, just walking around the hospital, still drunk, by the way, in his underwear around the hospital. Where's the bathroom? I gotta take a piss. It's the funniest shit. Like, he got so drunk over here one time that he went to go into the kitchen and cook a burger, and he fucking fell asleep cooking the burger. He was just cooking the burger at the stove, and he fucking just passed out while cooking the burger, just leaning up against the fridge. Like, it's a good thing he didn't live by himself. He would have burned the fucking house down. Chelsea. Gonna make fun of one of my newer friends, only because I feel like we've grown close enough now that this is cool. Chelsea embraces all of the white girl stereotypes. Cappuccinos, Green Day, Fall Out Boy, and an Anne Hathaway haircut. She's like what the teenagers like to call white girl wasted. Ooh, I've had 3 Bacardis and I'm off my ass. Hey guys, we should all get matching tattoos. Woo! I love this band. Hey, you should play Martin Garrix. But you know the kind I'm talking about, the type that posts like 500 selfies a day and then like whenever she's out with her girlfriends, it's like every single moment of their adventures ends up on Facebook. It's like, woo, we all just got Starbucks, hashtag best friends, or like, or like, now we're all hanging out at the mall shopping for shoes, hashtag ain't got no money but I need shoes. You could meet her for the first time, like ever. As long as you're like a friend of one of her friends, you're suddenly just like her friend too. Like, it's so nice to meet you. Here's a hug. I know I don't know you, and this is probably awkward, but it's okay. You're loved. I'm here for you now. She even has like one of the whitest pets, a guinea pig. Like, that's a white person pet if I've ever seen one. Anyways, that was me roasting a bunch of my friends. If I missed anybody, well, I know I missed a lot of people, but I only wanted to do so many at this time. But I might do another one of these in the future where I roast more people. If you'd like to be roasted and you have a sense of humor and don't mind, please let me know in the comments down below and I'll find a reason to roast you. I'll gather some material, I'll do another one of these, and trust me, I'll put your ass on blast, just like I did everybody else. Now, I would like to remind everyone once again that this is purely comedy. This is a roast. It is comedy, okay? Comedy, meaning that you should not take it seriously, all right? If you have a problem with anything I said, you can come to me personally, but I'll tell you what I'm telling you right here in this video. It's comedy. Deal with it. So, anyways. You're all welcome to roast me back if you got the material. If you enjoyed this, let me know. And if you didn't, also let me know. But either way, it happened. So, yeah. Thank you all so much for watching. And I'll see you later. Goodbye.